So we're recording now, and today I just wanted to speak to you everyone about basically back to basics. So we all focus on the extra things that we can be doing on a daily basis or weekly basis or monthly basis, but there are a lot of things that we should be doing on a daily basis too, that every single person in the business does in order for the business to grow. So it's not something that you just do in the beginning. It's not just something that maybe you are told to do now that you think you won't have to do anymore. It's actually things that we do on a day-to-day basis. I've been in the business for 3 years right now, and it's these things we do on a day-to-day basis. So in general, just going back a little bit, what is the aim of you being in the business? The aim is for you to live a healthier lifestyle, promote this, and encourage other people to do the same thing. So you're improving yourself, you're improving your health, and at the same time you're sharing with other people and inspiring other people to start their health journeys as well. And once someone takes your advice, you help and teach them to do exactly the same thing. So I become healthy, I inspire other people to become healthy. They become healthy, then I teach them to do the same thing, to join the business, be healthy, and inspire other people to be healthy. That's literally how simple this business is, and that's the main aim of it. We use social media, and I think that the main reason why we do use social media is because the audience is unlimited, or maybe very, very large. You have loads of different platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I know some people that use LinkedIn. But mainly, definitely the first one to focus on is your Facebook, because that's where we have all of our customer support groups, where we have all of our health plans, and Facebook is our main platform. So even when I get people interested from Instagram, I always make sure that they have Facebook as well, or that they create Facebook if they want to join the business. So one of the key points about, one of the key things to focus on is definitely consistency. So doing something today, not doing it for the next 7 days, then doing it again, then not doing it again, that's not going to help to build you a stable business. So you need to make sure that you are committing yourself. Now, the amount of tasks that you do may differ to the amount of tasks that I can do on a daily basis. But that doesn't matter. As long as you do those tasks every single day, then you know that your business is going to be growing. It doesn't mean to do like 24 hours a day or anything. It's just about consistently doing as much as you can. Second important thing to focus on is to not be a robot. Now, what does that mean? So as I told you what the aim already is of this business, it's to inspire other people to become healthy. It's not to be a selling robot, or to persuade people to join, or to persuade people to be on the product. We're there simply to help them. Once they're ready, then we just get them going. So try to not turn into doing every post about selling and every post about the product or the business. Post about you, and this is what people will be attracted to. Then they will find out the additional part of you, which is the business, and then they will just follow and join with you. Now, another important thing to remember with that is it's important to be yourself, because when you're building your own team, you want to build a team that you can actually get along with. So you wouldn't want to have girls in the team that you really don't like. Like, this is actually the beauty of our business. We choose who we work with. And if you build a friendship with those people first, then it's going to be a much more enjoyable journey for you. Now, third point, so we had consistency, robot. Third point is your profile. Your profile needs to be clean. Like, this is your business card. When you add people, when they go onto your profile, this is how they're going to decide if they accept you or not. So make sure that it's just something fresh, like something about you. You have a nice profile picture, not Snapchat filter or anything. Just show the real you. If you can do a full body, do a full body. If not, then just a portrait photo of yourself. That's also fine. Have a super nice, catchy cover photo. That can be something with you, your family, or it can just be as simple as an inspirational quote. Just something that when people have a look at this, they'll be able to tell that this is like this is your personality. They'll be able to tell something about your personality from your cover photo, from your profile page. You can have this little description underneath your name. You can write anything you like health mentor, fearless movement mentor. You can even just write fitness, entrepreneur, business owner, whatever you're really into, like a mummy, or anything about yourself, so that when people go onto your profile, they know exactly who you are, or like they know the basics of your personality and how you are as a person and what they can get out of being friends with you, basically. So you also have this section where you can select your featured photos. So I believe that on iPhone, you can do it only on your phone for 5 photos, but if you go on your laptop or on an Android, you can actually do 6 or even 8, I think. So that basically means you can select some specific photos that will always pop up on your profile page, and they will just be visible there. So what I actually have on my profile changes every now and then, but I tend to keep it the same, and I tend to keep my profile picture the same as well, because I feel that that's like my image. So when people add me on different social media accounts, they remember me by my business or by my profile picture. So I don't want to keep changing it, because I want people to remember that picture, and then I want them to associate that picture with me. So I personally don't change my profile picture very often. Your featured photos, you can have something about you, so you and your best friend, your family, some quotes maybe that you go by, something that inspires you, something that shows you, nothing about the business in like a direct way, or nothing about the products in a direct way either, because you don't want your profile to be a sell page. You want your profile to be you, and you want to just be talking about you. So you want people to get to know you just by looking at these photos, just by looking at the description, by looking at your profile picture, and by looking at your cover photo as well. So key thing to focus on, number 4, is help. Ask for help at any time, any day, no matter how many times. Ask your upline, ask your sideline, just anyone in the business, ask for help. They will always get back to you. There'll always be someone to help you. Everyone started at the same position, and everyone wants to go up and help each other to get better, I guess. So always just ask for help. This is how you'll grow. Like, the person won't know what to help you with unless you ask them questions. So ask questions about anything, and that's the quickest way that you will learn. Now, 5th thing to focus on is your DMO. So in terms of the DMO, that's your daily method of operations, which I like to call your promise list. So this is something that we learned from this name I heard in the training event, and there's another team that calls it their promise list, and I really like that. So DMO/promise list. These are the tasks that you promise yourself to do on a daily basis. They don't have to be time consuming. If you only have an hour, then have an hour promise list. If you have 15 minutes, then have a 15-minute promise list. A lot of people also separate their promise list out. So in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, or in between your breaks, and when your children go to sleep for a nap, then you can just name it and have a specific list. So it's kind of like a tick list of the things that you promise yourself to do. Now, going down, okay. First things to do when you're joining the business, and it's good to kind of refresh yourself on this as well. I refresh this every now and then. It is your vision board. Like, this is the thing that when you look at it, it should motivate you, and it should show you why you're doing what you're doing. It should inspire you to basically get into action and do what you have to do to achieve those goals. It can be anything, like buying something, going somewhere, feeling a specific way if you're working on your confidence, or looking a specific way, buying some sort of presents, or achieving a certain position. It can literally be anything. It's just like a daily reminder of your big goals, small goals, short term, long term. You can separate your vision board out as well for that if you prefer. And it's just a reminder that you can achieve all of this. You just have to work for it. and you'll achieve everything that you want to achieve. Okay. Another point now is events. This may sound scary in the beginning, but ask your upline or someone in the business for help in doing this. You can run online events. You can run like just coffee meetups, cocktail catch-up, very casual events. You can run more business direct events. And there's so many ways that you can do it. And it's definitely the best way to put your picture across. It's definitely the best way to reach out to more people at the same time. And it's definitely a good way of practicing, like speaking to people, speaking about the products, about the business, and just showing people that it's something that you are doing as a profession now as well. Because as soon as you host your own event, no matter if it's online or offline, it's okay. I just lost my track because I was reading the comment. And so no matter if it's online or offline, people are going to look at you as, wow, okay, she is really a business owner. She's serious about this. She's not stopping. So they might either stop and not bug you anymore with their negativity, or they will actually approach you and ask you, what is it that you're doing? Which is obviously a good thing, right? Okay, and now the last one is to get your tools. This is a notepad, a pen, phone, laptop, whatever would help you, just to write everything down. It's so important to track everything. Your customer potentials, your business potentials. These are like the two things you should be tracking on a daily basis, because everyone says the fortune is in the follow-up. No matter what book you read or what training you listen to, fortune is in the follow-up. And basically what that means is just chatting to those people more and more, so that you build that friendship and you help them trust you more, so that eventually they'll be ready to ask you for extra help. And this goes for customer potentials, business potentials, but also just normal chit chat that you have. What I do is I track all of the people that I speak to on a daily basis, and I try to speak to them at least every 2 weeks. This builds a very consistent friendship basis, and this really helps you show yourself like as a friend. You're just there for that person, and you're just speaking to each other basically. And that is how simple it is. Remember to have fun, because this is what this business is about. It's about having fun. We're getting healthier ourselves, we're helping other people, and we are getting to earn money from it at the same time, which is just, if you ask me, that's like the perfect solution. I get to become a better person myself. I get to help other people become better at whatever they need help with, and I get to earn money from this as well. I can do it whenever I want and wherever I want. So now that I mentioned all of these key points, I just wanted to talk to you about the different specific things that you can have on your DMO. This is a super simple DMO that is very easy to do on a daily basis. You can devote as much or as little time for it, so definitely jot these things down now. The first thing would be send happy birthday messages. Every single day, there will be someone who has a birthday on your friends list. And if there isn't, that just means that you need to be adding more people on a daily basis, which is the second task on your DMO. Add at least 30 people every single day. You can do this with people people that you have in common. You can do this from people that you met in groups. You can just do it like random searches and add people that you truly, when you have a look at their profile picture or their profile page, you feel like you could become friends with them and you can be chatting with them. So I wouldn't just add someone random, like someone that you really don't see yourself talking to. So try to add at least 30 people. Third point on your DMO should be at least 3 profile posts every single day. Now this can be something indirect or direct about the business, something indirect or direct about the products. It can be a testimonial, so a success story. It can be just a selfie, something that you were up to during that day. And these are really good because you want to focus on these things. You want to show people you. So even if you're doing something, just indirectly mention the business or the products with it, and that will work a lot better than doing a super direct, just pure product or business post. any food pictures, fitness pictures. We're in a health industry, so that definitely helps. Okay, so now fourth point on the DMO is the alphabet letter day. Now this basically means that every single day, go through your friends list and it's sorted alphabetically. So start from A, which is right at the top, and every single day just go through it and basically click on the profile page of that someone, love and comment their profile picture, have a look if there's any recent posts that they've done, and then send them a quick message, something relevant to the post that they've been posting. Or you can just send them a message being like, hey Han, I saw that we are connected, but we haven't really spoken. How are you doing? And get a conversation going with that someone. This is what this business is about. It's about making friends, meeting people, and just having a chit chat and getting to know each other. Okay, now fifth point on the DMO is you should reply to all likes and comments of people that have liked or commented on your posts. You can do it once a day. You can do it once a week and then go back a few days. And then just privately message them, either just, hey, how are you, if it was a normal post. If it was a post which had a direct product or business relating in it, then just send them a message to see if they want some more information. And of course, if you're not sure how to start conversations or how you can word things, then always ask your upline. Like we said, just always ask every single question, every single doubt that you have, just ask away. Okay, next task would be on your DMO list, a 15-minute time slot, or however long you prefer, of self-development. Because we are in a health industry, we care about health. Now, this is not just physical, this is also mental health. And this is something that pretty much every single person in the business will tell you that they've managed to achieve. They're more confident, more positive, and this is just through self-development. There's a lot of books that we can recommend to you if you don't know any. There's a lot of audiobooks if you prefer to listen. If you prefer to watch some other training videos that we've done in the past or some motivational videos on YouTube, there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of free stuff there as well. So always ask if you want to start your self-development, and that's definitely something I would put into your DMO. So on your promise list every day is to do at least 5 minutes of something that will just improve you as a person, that will make you feel better, that will help you become stronger, happier, healthier in a long time. Just checking the time. Okay. The last task would be to post in the customer support group. Post something like a meal idea, just a recipe, just a motivational quote. Doing this is really good, and it gets you into the habit when or if you already do have customers. Because once you get a customer, you should add them to the support group. And if they then see that you're posting in that support group, helping other people and helping everyone in it, then that's definitely going to give them a really good impression of you, that you really are someone who just wants to help, and they will feel more relaxed and comfortable to come and ask you for help as well if they just see you popping up in different areas all the time. Okay, so that's the DMO, so promise list, that's your daily promise list. Now we also have a weekly method of operation. So it's a promise list of things that you can be doing on a weekly basis. So one of them would be to chase up last week's potentials from the business or the product. So any customer or business potentials that you have. And by chasing up, I don't mean writing them a message being like, oh, hey, you wanted to join the business. Do you want to do it now? Or, oh, hey, you were interested in the product. Should we process your order? The best way probably to do it, and I mean, find what works for you and your audience, but what I find works for me is to send them just a normal chit chat like, hey, how are you? How was your weekend? What are you up to today? What are you up to this week? And then when they ask you what you have been doing, that's when you can put in something like a little hint and a nudge to show them that you are either processing an order or introducing a team into the team, depending on if they're a business or a customer potential. So for example, let's say that they're a business potential. If they ask me what I've been up to, then I would say something along the lines of like, I've been doing X, Y, and Z, what I've actually been up to. And then what I've actually also been up to is I've been introducing new girls to the team. showing them the different tasks that we started. Or I would just keep it super simple and being like, oh, I'm so excited because the team's growing. So I've just been inviting some new girls to the team today. Now, this puts a little nudge to them because they already expressed some business interest. And you're not directly like going to them like, oh, come, join me. It's just like there's other people that are doing it. And I'm like reminding you that you were interested. So if they are interested even more and they want to do it, then they will definitely ask you for more information and they'll tell you basically what to do to join. Now, for example, let's say that someone is a customer potential. I'd send them another message like, hey, how are you? And all of that along the lines. And if they ask me what I've been up to, then I'd say X, Y, and Z. And also I've been processing some orders for new customers starting their Fearless Health plans. This once again puts a nudge to that person because it's like, okay, you were interested. There's other people who are interested and they've just signed up and they're ready to get going. Okay, so that's one of the tasks from your weekly things that you should be doing. Second one on your weekly to-do list, promise list, would be to send a quick catch-up message or a voice note. Voice notes are amazing because they really show your personality. So send a quick voice note or a message to all of your customers. It's so important to care about our customers. These are like the most important people. These are the best teamies, and they've already trusted you to introduce them. So because they trusted you to introduce them to the business, or to the products, they will want that support from you on like all the time. Third thing on the weekly method of operations, weekly promise list, is to go on Pinterest and just save some photos a week ahead. This will really save you time. If you just do it once, you spend a couple of minutes, you find some pictures that you like, save them on your phone so that when you're about to post, you've got really nice standing out pictures. And we have a lot of them in our group as well, if you want some branded photos. So always go there and save them if you want. Another one is listening to the team training like we're doing now. So well done for the girls that are actually watching it right now. We do these every single Wednesday at 8:30 UK time. So it's good to put it in your diary and try to be free so that you can gain some more knowledge and learn from other people as well. And the last thing that I like to do on a weekly basis is to set myself a goal. So I either write it down or I just think about it. And I think, what am I going to do the next week? What's my goal, or what do I want to achieve? How many people do I want to connect with? How many people do I want to chat with? And these sort of things. So these are the DMO, so promise list, weekly, little pointers on just the basics, what we do. So everything that I mentioned to you now, I do every single day, or I try to do every single day. Because like I say, we always try to do our best. And by doing all of these things, you make sure that your business is definitely growing, that you are growing as an individual, as a person, and there's always something that you can do or improve on as well. So now that I mentioned all of these key things, I will just have a look at the chat, see if there were any questions. Okay, so people talk to people on a daily basis as part of some DMO examples. They do the alphabet of the day, message people daily, get to know them. Exactly. So the reason why we're talking to people is to get to know them so that we can actually help them. This is a super valid point, because if you don't establish a friendship with someone, if you don't know what you can help them with, then you have no idea if the business will be actually useful for them, or if it will actually be something that would benefit that person. And if you don't get to know them, you won't know which sort of product or package would actually be helpful for them. So this is something that's really important to keep at the back of your mind, is that you're speaking to people to get to know them so that you can help them better. Asking plenty of questions definitely doesn't bug anyone. This is what this business is about. We're networking, we love each other, the community is just so great. So this is just how it is. Like, think about it, once you start growing your team, you'd want that team to come and ask you questions because you'd want to be able to help them even more. So never feel afraid to ask more questions. So definitely people will not think that you're bugging them. People will not ignore you if you're in the business, and it's especially if it's your upline. And if they're not responding to you because of whatever reason, like everyone goes through personal problems at some point. So always ask other people as well. We've got our team chat, team group. There's plenty of ways to ask questions. And so even when you're new and you're still learning about the business, about the products, this is actually like one of the key things to go forward with, like asking questions all the time. Because you may not know everything. I still don't know everything. There are still things that I ask my upline. There are still things that I ask other people. So never be afraid to ask. And the best way to improve is to simply practice it. So speak to as many people about the products and the business. Eventually you will find your flow, and eventually you will just find the things and the words that you use to explain everything. And ask your upline or ask anyone for help, because they'll be able to tell you what they write, what they say, and you can grab the pointers that you like and change it in the way that you actually speak as well. So like the girls are saying in the chat, just sticking to it, being consistent, this is exactly what will help you. And having that goal of just inspiring other people is really, really important. And so it's really good if you have that as one of your goals, because that's what will help you carry on. And I guarantee you there are people that you are already inspiring that just don't have the confidence to tell you that yet. There are people who, I've been doing this for 3 years. There are people who only come to me now and they tell me that they've been watching me for the past 3 years. So everyone has their own different time of what's right for them, of when they should mention it to you. Exactly. So being a role model is actually such a valid thing that someone just said in the chat, because this is why we mention self-development. We improve as people with our health, physical and mental, so that we can then inspire and be a role model for other people as well. So this is why working on yourself is so important. It's so nice to help other people, but we also need to remember about ourselves. There are a lot of people, so the girls are writing in the chat, there's a lot of people who are in the same position as you are, and there's a lot of people who are higher, there's a lot of people who are lower. And it doesn't matter, like we all started at the same position, so we know exactly how it is. And the most successful people will tell you to wake up as if you just joined the business and work your ass off that day, and go to sleep as if you just achieved the top position. This is the mentality that people tell and recommend you to have, because we all do the same things on a daily basis. We all want the same things on a daily basis. So wake up as if you just joined the business and go to sleep as if you just been promoted, like to the top position. And there is no hope in this. Like, it's not that you hope that you'll help people or you'll hope that you'll be successful. This is all completely up to you. There's no hope involved in this. It's just pure work, pure consistency, and enjoying what you actually do. And there is no reason why you would fail. There's no reason why it wouldn't work for you, unless you quit, unless you decide that it's not something for you. Then it won't work. But for those people that it does work, we're just normal people. Like I'm not special in any shape or form. I've had a normal life. Anything that you can just imagine is just super standard. And if I can do it, anyone else can do it. If other people who are higher than me can do it, then we can all do it too. It really doesn't matter. So it's all to do with how much you want it and how much efforts you want to put into it to make it work. So if there are any more questions, pop them in the question chat now, and I will answer them. But that's pretty much it. And if you have any questions, once again, just ask away. But it's so important to remember these basics. It's like, for me, I sometimes even just rewind. I read our starter pack. That's where I took all of this information from. So everything that I just mentioned, you can also find in the starter pack. And I definitely recommend reading through that every now and then. I still read it every now and then. and it just refreshes your mind. It reminds you what you should be doing, or the key things that we should be focusing on, because it's so easy to go off track. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm just going to stop the recording.